2561. That's 800-405-2561.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Hey, yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights me 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Check it, sports fans. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. 35 plus years now of being often imitated but hardly duplicated. Here I sit high atop my throne, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio race, folks. My name is Pedro Fernandez. Welcome to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Of course, we'll be bringing in the retired HBO godfather, Larry Merchant, will talk boxing and sports history. I'm going to put him on the spot, some of the biggest moments in sports history the past 40 or 50 years. God knows Larry was there. Also hear from Johnny Sig. That's right, the great Johnny Sig, of course, the undefeated lad from Las Vegas, Nevada. He'll be in the house talking boxing, a little MMA as well. Speaking of MMA, UFC had a quiet weekend, but boxing was hot and happening all around the planet. Speaking of around the planet, wow, we got a worldwide show, folks. That's right, this show is heard in 160 countries live on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, Channel 211, Cable Radio Network, Channel 2, iTunes, Stitcher.com, TuneIn.com. I can keep going, but the bottom line is you tune to the longest-running fight show in history, Ring Talk Live Worldwide. You can join us if you like on the toll-free, 1-800-878-7529. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or get this, the guilt-free, no-commitment text line. Don't have to come on the air, but you can air your opinion or whatever you have to say. Bottom line is, the text line is 415-275-1613. The studio text line, once again, 415-275-1613. You are tuned to Ring Talk, live on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel, and a whole lot more. This is the Tower of Power on Ring Talk.
The way that you talk really knocks me out, girl. The clothes that you wear, the style of your hair, the way that you fare. Under all conditions, you're mine all of the time. So wonderful, so marvelous, girl. You're everything to me.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. This is WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
We all have those home projects we'd like to get to before summertime, but there's always something that gets in the way. For a lot of people, they worry about overpaying for their home projects, and how can you be sure you're getting a fair price? That's where Home Advisor can help. Home Advisor's True Cost Guide shows what others paid for similar projects so you know you're getting a fair price. Home Advisor can even help you find the right pro for your job. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a major remodel, just tell them what you need, and they'll match you with top-rated pros who can do the job and are available to do the work. You can read customer reviews, request quotes, book appointments, and it's free to use. Home Advisor makes it easy, so don't wait. Get those projects done before the busy season hits so you can relax this summer. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app today.
I was looking for a better way to check in on our house while I was at work, and a friend recommended Blink.
I was skeptical, but decided to give it a shot, and I bought a Blink camera system. With our last security system...
False alarms, wires everywhere, and monthly fees we couldn't get out of.
My bad, but our Blink system is different. They're motion-activated cameras that work inside and outside. They're wire-free, easy to set up, and they run on 2 lithium batteries that last up to 2 years.
Total peace of mind. And Blink camera systems start at under $80, with no subscriptions.
We were on vacation, and I got an alert on my smartphone that motion was detected at our front door. I checked my Blink app, and I saw it was just my cool new device being delivered.
Hey, we agreed no new devices except Blink.
Just kidding. Not kidding.
With Blink camera systems starting under $80, home security just got easier. Go to blinkprotect.com/secure. 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 Blink is an Amazon company, and it works with Alexa.
And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Can I take these off? All right. What is this? This looks good. Wow. That's well, man. Where did you get this? I'm talking to you with the hair. Yeah, where did you get this? It's good stuff. That's solid. That's not veneer. That's solid stuff.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
I'm just ready to get it on and crush this guy's skull.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Check it, 12 minutes past the hour. You're tuned to the longest-running fight show in history, Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Bob Arum doing big things in Las Vegas this week, signing a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. We'll get to that a little bit later. But straight up, time to go to Las Vegas and bring in the undefeated lad. I'm talking about John Signorella. John, let's talk about the WBO 130-pound title and the fact that some guy that was, this is like a Cinderella type of story. I mean, Herring was part of the 2012 U.S. Olympic team. I mean, he was considered an underdog last night, and he won by scores of 118-110 twice and 116-112. I mean, that's a pretty decisive win. Talk to me about this fight, because Masauki Ito was supposedly the favorite going in.
Yes, sir, he was. And what a weekend for Jamel Herring to do that, being that he's a former U.S. Marine. And, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend, so props to him in a very entertaining fight. And Ito was the favorite in that fight going in. Very competitive fight. The 130-pound division, a tough look down the stretch for Herring. Burchell, maybe next. Miguel Burchell, also a great fighter at 130 pounds. But all the props to Jamel Herring last night. Now, who is 22 with 10 KOs.
You know, got to give even though they're my sponsor, you really got to give the WBO some props. They're sneaking up on everybody. If you look down, there are different weight classes, man. 122, 130. We can go on and on. They're dominant.
Yes, sir, especially on ESPN platform right now, which is hosting some great fights. And you look at last night, too, on the undercard, Jose Pedraza knocking out Antonio Lozada at 135 pounds in a stellar knockout, TKO 9. And Koki Ito last night also had a tremendous knockout, KO 1 over Javier Citron.
Now, you know, for a while there, I hate to say it, I know I will say it, is that the Russians were making a move on boxing. Is it my imagination, or is this too much? Am I seeing too much in this? Or are the Asians really starting to make a move now? I mean, Inoue this past week doing this thing at 118 pounds. Comment on that.
Yes, sir. I was saying the same thing last night to my buddies when I was talking to them, that they're making a big move. The Japanese fighters right now are taking over. They're mentally strong. You know, they come in and well-conditioned, poise, concentration. They're certainly looking to make their mark. And Naoya Inoue, who you just had mentioned, is definitely on top of that list, and maybe on the top of the pound-for-pound list, which we could cover a little bit later.
Are you you're really going to go that far? You put him in the top 10 without a doubt, and you even put him possibly at the top?
Most certainly.
Whoa.
Scary, man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Look what he did. Look what he did last weekend in trashing, Manuel Rodriguez, who was an unbeaten champion. You look at Naoya Inoue's style in which he did it. He took his mind by crushing his head, dropping him in the second round, right? And then he goes down to the body and takes his soul. This guy is scary, Pete. I'm telling you, he is the goods. If I was anywhere around that weight category, I'd want nothing to do with him.
Are you trying to tell me this is a reincarnate of Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're saying? Are you really implying that?
I'm hinting it, man, because I tell you what, he could kill you to the body, he could kill you to the head, and especially at that weight category, when have you seen a guy so small? There has been a couple here and there, but when have you seen a guy weigh 118 pounds and just look like a world beater. Like, that's concussive power, and he does it with precision. He'll target your head, like I said, take your mind. Then he'll go down to the body and take your soul. Nasty in this kid, man. Nasty.
Okay. Michael the Bounty Hunter, was he in action this weekend? I'll talk about the son of Michael the Bounty Hunter, who I went to China with, and I'll tell you a big story about that. But Michael the Bounty Hunter was in action, correct?
Yes, he was. KO2 over Fabio Maldonado at heavyweight on the DAZN undercard, which DAZN had a night of knockouts last night. And I'll segue right into Devin Haney last night, looking tremendous. KO7. Antonio Moran at 135 pounds. 2 weeks in a row, we have a potential knockout of the year. I don't know if you saw that, Pete. Devin Haney looked sharp last night. The kid's only 20-year-old. Looks real scary at that weight, at that age, rather. And that right hand last night, he landed on Antonio. Man.
In what weight is Haney campaigning at?
He's at 135, and he's 20, so he's probably going to move up to 140 at some point.
Well, no. There's a little guy waiting at 135 for everybody. His name is Teofimo Lopez, and I think he's waiting for everybody. Although Hector Martinez, Duran's manager, says, I wish I could spend just a few weeks with him, teaching him how to lift that left hand a little bit. But here's what's up. Until he gets caught with a fast right hand, he's going to keep that left hand low until he gets caught, okay? But the bottom line is his reflexes, his talent, and more importantly, I think his personality. We need personality in boxing. I mean, talent's fine, but every now and then you need a guy like Camacho, but without the cocaine.
Absolutely, and Haney's, a great example of how a fighter should act. Up and coming from America. He lives out here in Vegas now, complete gentleman, awesome professional when he gets in the ring, handles his business, shows concern when he drops you like he did last night against Antonio. You look at 135, you got Loma there, of course. There's a lot of guys, man. Richard Comey.
I keep saying that name, man. You're dismissing it. I'm telling you, that's the super fight at 135. Forget Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia wants to fight welterweights and get paid, where he can pose as a fighter, not really be a fighter, but pose as a fighter, okay, and fight welterweights. I think he wants to. Who's he want to fight now? 147. Who's the next guy he was talking about fighting?
Danny Garcia.
Yeah, exactly. Danny Garcia, 147. And, and that's pretty a smart move because Danny Garcia is not really a 147-pounder. Plus, Danny doesn't punch hard. I mean, there's all kinds of advantages in fighting Danny Garcia. The main being he's going to get paid. The guy's turned into how can I put this? He's greedy. You got to fight. He spent a couple years off. Al Heyman paid him a couple $1 million to a couple years off. Now he's fighting guys. He's actually not fighting guys and getting paid. Am I wrong for going down this avenue and dogging on Mikey?
No, I hate his career path, and his decisions seem terrible. And I would have loved to have seen him fight Lomachenko at 135 and stay around a category of weight in which he had good opportunities and good fights, but he just wants to go after these crazy challenges because the payday's there. He's a capable enough fighter that he won't, I don't think, get knocked out in these fights, but he'll get embarrassed like he did against Earl Spence. I don't like his decisions, though, with his career path. And not to take anything away from Teofimo Lopez, you had just mentioned, who I think is one of the greatest prospects in a very talented, rich, up-and-coming category of fighters in boxing today. Teofimo Lopez is definitely up there. If we could get him and Devin Haney at 135 anytime soon, man, boxing's in a great place.
Here's what Roberto Duran said off the record last week in Las Vegas about Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, a great lightweight? That's all he did. He just laughed. Okay, didn't say anything more. He's sitting in the back of a van, was asked about Mikey Garcia. Of course, he was center stage for the Mikey Garcia-Earl Spence fight. And, of course, the promoters flew him in, which was really cool. And Duran made a few bucks in the process. But at the end of the day, it was supposed to be Mikey Garcia stepping up to challenge 147-pounder, much like Roberto Duran stepped up and challenged Ray Leonard on June 20th, 1980. Only the challenge didn't show up. Now, let's talk about hour number 2. What's happening in hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide today, Johnny?
Still got more stuff to cover over the weekend. Austin Trout was in a fight last night on Fox. DAZN had a nice card, like I mentioned, a lot of knockouts there. And, of course, the big one coming up, meaning Anthony Joshua fighting next weekend on DAZN. We're going to cover that for you, coming live from New York, Madison Square Garden.
Time out. Who's he fighting?
Andy Ruiz, man, your favorite guy.
Hey, by the way, Andy Ruiz. What did Larry Merchant say about him? If you're an athlete, you should show up looking like one. I can go on and on about Andy Ruiz. The bottom line is, if Andy Ruiz knocks out Anthony Joshua, I'll be eating 8 by 10 inch pieces of paper on the air for about 10 weeks in a row. Bottom line is, we'll see you in hour number 2, Johnny.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You are tuned to the almighty Ring Talk Live Worldwide, coming to you for 35 plus years now from the Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Of course, we come to you live on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, of course, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel, and a plethora of other internet platforms. Bottom line is, you're tuned to the longest-running fight show in history. Ring Talk Live Worldwide, back with Larry Merchant, the godfather of HBO, after the break.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Attention, this important consumer alert is brought to you by Annuity Action Network. Hey, did you know it's possible to receive upfront money from your monthly settlement payments? It's true. If you receive monthly payments from an annuity or a structured settlement and you need a lump sum immediately, then you need to call Annuity Action Network. With your cash today, you can pay off credit card debt, pay medical bills, fund your education, or improve your home. You don't need to wait. Call the Annuity Action Network now to get your fast cash with no hidden costs. And if you call today, we'll even send you a $100 cash gift card just for verifying your settlement payments and your contact information. If you have a structured settlement or an annuity and you want cash now, call Annuity Action Network right now.
800-514-9170. 800-514-9170. That's 800-514-9170.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
It is what it is, folks. The IBF, WBA, and I think WBO heavyweight titles on the line next week. 22-0 Anthony Joshua, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, a kid that started boxing late in life, but it's 6'7". He don't have to box all that well. Although he boxes, he's an incredible fighter. He really is. He got up off the floor against Vladimir Klitschko. But the young man he's taken on is 32-1, Andy Ruiz, of course, a Mexican-American, and he's got 21 KOs there. And there's not a whole lot of statistics behind Andy Ruiz other than he's a fat pig. And you really shouldn't be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship in being a non-athletic looking guy. I don't care if he can go 10 rounds or not. Obviously, he's not going to be able to go 10 or 12 rounds at his best if he's sporting 35 or 40 extra pounds. And you can't say he's not sporting 35 or 40 extra pounds because you look at the guy and he's got rolls of fat on him. So bottom line is, I don't have to knock on him. Just take a look at him. At the end of the day, my man is what it is. I'm talking about Mr. Andrew Ruiz challenging Joshua, of course, for the heavyweight title next week, June 1st, on The Zone. Now, from Southern California on his cell phone, the Godfather's in the house, retired HBO Godfather Larry Merchant. Larry, very good morning to you, sir.
And to you, Pedro.
Okay, how's things in Santa Monica? It's beautiful up here.
It's, we have what is known as cloud cover.
It's disappointing in Santa Monica. Godfather, did you get a chance to watch The Zone? Did you get a chance to watch the fights this week at all?
No, not this week.
Okay, there wasn't a whole lot on the action. Of course, it was a dead week in the world of boxing. But last week you got to saw Wilder crunch Brazil. And, of course, next week, in 6 days, we've got Joshua and Ruiz. Is there something, other than the fact that the heavyweight championship is on the line, was there any intrigue in this match?
The only, when you have a dynamic puncher like Wilder, you always want to see when he's going to pull the trigger.
Okay.
And this one happened to be in the first round, much like his big knockdown against Fury was in the 12th round.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't he knocked down Fury to, we all remember Fury rising almost more than the punch because it was such a devastating punch, Wilder would have lost the fight. Instead, he got a draw. So punchers are so rare, and the heavyweight division is so alive at the moment that whatever they do is interesting in one way or another, whether it's disappointing or whether it reveals something about them. So you always want to see what they're up to. In the case of next week's fight, we just want to see if the Brit Joshua feels compelled to match what Wilder did against a similarly limited opponent. Let's put it that way.
It's funny because I was in this position back in 1989 and 1990. And Jack Fisk, the retired Hall of Fame writer from the SF Chronicle, born Jacob Finkelstein, my mentor, one of my original mentors, said to me, he said, you have an opportunity to interview Buster Douglas. I said, yeah, but he's a 40-1 underdog. He goes, but you have the opportunity to interview the man that's challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship, and you need to do this. So I said to myself, okay. So I sort of went through the motions about it because I didn't think Buster had a chance. And guess what? Buster pulled off the meltdown.
Well, and the build-up toward the fight for him personally,
his mother's death.
Given the conflicts he had with his father, who owned a gym and once had been a pretty tough Western middleweight,
yep.
And the fact that his mom had died 2 or 3 weeks before the fight, which somehow had galvanized him and made a fighter who had never lived up to his potential, lived beyond his potential for that one night. And so that's the human side of what makes champions interesting and human as well.
Interesting. Of course, the big meltdown of Mike Tyson, considered one of the greatest upsets in sports. Is that the greatest upset in boxing history, do you think?
I don't know of a bigger one. I'll put it that way. Tyson was like a 40-1 favorite, which meant that nobody was betting on the fight. And he was beaten by a better man that night.
And Billy Douglas was the father of Buster Douglas, who ran that gym, and he was pretty decent middleweight, wasn't he? About a middleweight?
Yes. In fact, this as part of the story, Teddy Brenner, the famous matchmaker and then promoter at Madison Square Garden, was having a problem with the manager of a very well-known and very well-regarded Puerto Rican fighter in New York. Names escape me. And to punish the manager, he brought in Billy Douglas to fight his kid. And Billy Douglas beat him. So he was just as I said, a very good Midwestern middleweight, but who never achieved national stature.
Godfather, I'm going to go off subject just for a minute here. You know, I was thinking about the Battle of the Sexes the other day in Caesar's Palace, and in the center stage that Caesar's was as far as the sports world was concerned there for about 25 or 30 years. I mean, boxing matches, the Battle of the Sexes, Billie Jean King, a female tennis star against Bobby Riggs, a retired male star, and of course, Evel Knievel or Awful Knaufel, call him whatever you want, but he tried to jump over the fountain there and crashed. Did you ever come in contact with Evel Knievel?
My recollection is that somewhere I did, but I'm not sure when. What I most remember about Evel Knievel was that he was a great self-promoter as a stunt driver, and Bob Arum actually promoted him to leap over the Snake River or someplace like that.
Right.
And he leaped, but he didn't get over it, and he landed on a far part of the river, but it was a crash, and he was lucky to survive, but he did survive, and perhaps that added to his momentary legend status.
Yeah, his parachute failed on that one. I think it was the Oakland Coliseum or the Cow Palace. I watched him crash into a wall. I said to myself, I don't care how much money they pay you. I used to ride motorcycles. You can't crash on purpose or get in instances where you're going to get paid a lot of money to change the subject. Anyway, bottom line is we're spending some time with Larry Merchant Sunday. Of course, it's Memorial Day weekend 2019. Happy holidays to one and all out there. Larry, when the Rocky movies came into play, how much of effect do you think they had on boxing? Do you think they've had a long telling effect on the sport of boxing as far as the non-boxing fan is concerned? Have they cultivated boxing fans?
I think so. Rocky was the ultimate down and out underdog. He was modeled after, as Stallone later admitted, Chuck Wepner, who fought Ali and fought bravely and well until he was stopped in the 15th round. And that somehow touched Stallone and inspired him to write the Rocky character as the Italian stallion who fought bravely and ultimately won the heavyweight championship. And it was the many iterations of the movie. I don't know if it was 6 or 7 of them.
9.
I was in several of them.
And you performed admirably, sir. Anyway, here's a question. Wilt Chamberlain, you were in Philadelphia when Wilt was like a star with the Philadelphia Warriors before he came to the Lakers. Do you think there's any merit to the fact that he said he betted 10,000 women? People have asked me that on a number of occasions. What do you think?
Well, I don't think he carried around something that could count the women that he betted, but I'm sure there were a lot of them. Wilt was a literally larger-than-life figure at the time. This 7'1" or 2-inch athlete who was very athletic and was a star from the time he was in high school, and then was a major force in the NBA. Scored 100 points in a game I do think he had he was an epic character. His battles with the Celtics and Russell were
epic,
beyond epic.
Yeah.
But it turned out that Wilt Chamberlain Bill Russell had a little bit more to offer as a basketball player, even though Wilt generally, statistically, would outplay Russell. In the end of the day, Russell, as a team player, was much better.
Had all the championships.
You know what? All Bill Russell did was win 11 championships in 13 years in the NBA, and 2 out of 3 in college at the University of San Francisco. They won the NCAA championship. So 13 championships in 15 years.
We're proud of the USF Dons. Godfather, say hello to the Godmother. Enjoy your day. You sound like you're outside. Enjoy Santa Monica. I love you, and God bless you.
Thanks, Pedro.
The great Larry Merchant, folks. We are blessed week in and week out to have the presence of the HBO Godfather, retired as he is. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Ring Talk live worldwide.
I got you. I feel nice. A sugar and spice. I feel nice.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
And now, an ad from Dad.
Oh, yeah, just this one line, right? All right, here we go. Save money on car insurance when you... Huh? Oh, it's not? I thought that was the mic. This is the mic here. Okay. Save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Is that too close? Sorry. Well, I don't know where to stand. Nobody's told me where to stand.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
How did I get up from the knockdowns? I don't know.
Check out the funk, the new sound of Tower of Power. 50 years of funk, soul. Of course, 1968, the Tower of Power got together. They got their band name out of a book. It's like suggested band names. They found it in a book. Tower of Power, of course, an epic band. The East Bay Godfathers of Soul, here originally from Oakland, California. Now doing their thing basically in L.A. and Phoenix. But the bottom line is the Godfathers of Soul have a new LP out. It's called On the Soul Side of Town, and that is the title cut, and it's rocking. Check it out on your digital downloads. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. This is the Sunday edition. 11 a.m. Pacific time for 2 hours, of course, on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the American Forces Network. Wow, I keep going, but the bottom line is we got a show to do. Hey, the World Boxing Association, I talked about this yesterday. The World Boxing Association, I like to call them the world of bunco and anarchy. Anyway, they're poised to help with the 2020 Olympic Boxing Games. We don't need the WBA's help. We don't need really any professional help in the world of amateur boxing. I really think that they're two separate entities. Although the goal is for the professional ranks is to recruit from the amateur ranks, and I'm all down with that. I understand that. Okay, but you know, it's two different worlds, and I don't think pros should be able to fight in the Olympics. Like I think didn't Klitschko try to fight in the Olympics a few years back? Anyway, that's crazy, letting guys that have gone 12 rounds fight people that are going 3 rounds. It was a 3-round or a 5-round type of thing, whichever Olympic competition you want to call it. 5 rounds, 3 rounds, 5 2-minute rounds, whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, it's amateur boxing. It's not professional boxing. And I think by bringing the WBA into this is just, well, the track record just isn't like that of, we'll say, the WBO, my sponsor. I'll be honest, that's my sponsor, but their track record isn't the same. The clarity is not there. The WBA has had some crazy stuff. I mean, they got like 19 different champions at the same weight. They do. Socrates Palmer, the professor of pugilism yesterday, was knocking them. See, you know, they got a regular champion, a super champion, a knucklehead champion. I mean, they have all kinds of different champions. Why do they have so many champions? Because they're pimping off the belts. And, you know, I can understand intercontinental champions and, you know, different regional champs. I understand regional champs, of course, that's what builds up to the world championship. I understand that, okay? But you can't have, like, 3 regular champions. Who's a champion of the WBA at 147? Isn't it Manny Pacquiao? I thought it was, but somebody told me that Keith Thurman was a retired champion in America. Some crazy stuff like that. At the end of the day, that's going to be the fight that people are talking about. Right now, it's not so much Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua next week. It's sort of like July 20th. And Manny Pacquiao, of course, Emmanuel Pacquiao, born, of course, in the Philippines, now 40 years old. But man, oh man, I mean, think about what Manny Pacquiao's done in his career. And I've dogged him at times in his career because I thought there were a couple times when he was ready to wilt. I mean, I think he was saved back in 2001 by referee Marty Denkin, when Marty Denkin refereed the fight at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium here in San Francisco. Of course, he took on Agapito Sanchez, and it was a technical decision that Pacquiao ended up getting, but they called it a technical draw. But at the end of the night, Pacquiao was getting beat up. I mean, mugged by a guy that was hitting him low, butting him, elbowing him. Agapito Sanchez was the dirtiest player in the game. Absolutely, the late Agapito Sanchez was the most dirtiest player in the game. I mean, by miles. He would kick you in the nuts if the referee wasn't looking. That's how dirty a fighter was. And, of course, he came to his demise when somebody killed him. They shot him to death. Anyway, I thought that Manny Pacquiao that night, without Marty Denkin, I don't think he would have prevailed that night. I just don't think he would have prevailed. I think he would have gotten beaten up, and we wouldn't have the legend of Manny Pacquiao that we had. Of course, the fight before that, he took on Lelo Ledwaba for the International Boxing Federation 122-pound title and stopped him. That was a big upset, but that was the beginning of Manny Pacquiao. You know, there were fights like with a couple of Thai guys and Emmanuel Lucero, and then he steps up and he fights Marco Antonio Barrera at 126 pounds. You know, Barrera is considered like a prohibitive favorite here. He's like 57-3, and he was a man. I mean, he went through everybody at 122. Remember, he was like destroying people. He was like 33-0 with 33 knockouts, something like that. Anyway, at 126, Barrera's a king, and Manny comes in and beats him, stops him. Of course, fights Juan Manuel Marquez next. They called that one a draw. That one still smells. That one still smells. Of course, then Manny went back to the Orient and fought in the Philippines. Then he fought Eric Morales, and he lost to Eric Morales. And I sort of thought that was sort of the beginning of the end for Manny Pacquiao. I just thought that he wasn't a one-dimensional fighter, and he wasn't going to be able to evolve or go past that level. Anyway, he fought Hector Velasquez, came back and fought Eric Morales and beat him. Oscar Larios was a pretty good fighter because I watched Oscar Larios fight in Sacramento, California, up real close. In fact, he had a great manager in Rafael Mendoza. Anyway, 56-4 was Larios at the time. Then he fought Morales again. He beat Morales again, and that was a bit of a shock because he stopped Morales. Then he went to fight Jorge Solis, pretty good fighter. He beat Barrera again. That was a unanimous decision. Then he took on Juan Manuel Marquez again, and Marquez at 48-3 at this point in time. Manny Pacquiao gets a split decision draw, which still sort of smells. Then he fights David Diaz. And okay, David Diaz is not the greatest fighter in the world, but it sets up the Oscar De La Hoya fight. He fights De La Hoya. He makes De La Hoya quit like a canine after the 8th round. Woof, woof. Oscar bit off too much, thought he could make 147 pounds when he was out of his mind. Beat Ricky Hatton, beat Miguel Cotto, beat Joshua Clottey. That was a bit of a surprise. I thought Clottey could fight just a little bit, or would put up a little bit more than he did. Margarito, he beat Margarito. Of course, Margarito maybe didn't have the the pads in his hand at that point in time, those plaster of Paris pads he got caught with against Shane Mosley by the California State Athletic Commission, which brought about his suspension from the world of boxing for a long time there. Shane Mosley, he beat Juan Manuel Marquez again. It was a majority decision, and this was the worst of the fights thus far because Marquez won that fight. Marquez now 53-5-1, 53-6-1 after that fight, but he won that fight. I mean, that just stunk so bad. So then they had the Tim Bradley fight with Manny Pacquiao. Manny loses that one, a split decision. Some people thought that Manny won that, but then it sets up the next fight with Juan Manuel Marquez again. Again, 54-6. He had one tune-up fight since the Manny Pacquiao fight in November 2012. Of course, they're going to rock and roll, no doubt about it. They're going to rock and roll, man. And he gets knocked out. Manny Pacquiao gets knocked out. I mean, he hurt Juan Manuel Marquez, was lighting Marquez up at the time he got knocked out, but he got caught with a big right-hand counter, and boom, it was lights out. Manny Pacquiao, Emmanuel Pacquiao, call him what you want, Pac-Man, he wasn't getting up. Okay, you could have counted like to 40, maybe 50, maybe 100. The bottom line was Manny Pacquiao was near snoring, okay? But that's what Juan Manuel Marquez had to do to win that fight. He had to knock him out because he couldn't beat him. I mean, he beat him like 3 times in a row. 3 times. Man, some people say Marquez won every fight. Maybe he didn't. But he certainly deserved a couple of those close calls, okay, and didn't get any of them. Never got the benefit of the doubt. But he didn't allow the judges to take care of this one. This time he was willing to stand there and take a licking and look for that shot. And he looked for that shot, and he knocked Manny Pacquiao out. And that was the end of Manny Pacquiao as far as the Juan Manuel Marquez wars were concerned. Because Marquez somebody said they was offered $100 million by some Asian businessman to come back and fight Manny Pacquiao one more time in Macau or something like that. And he turned it down. He wasn't going to do it. Why? You know why. You can't. He's got pride. He's an accountant, smart guy with his money. I'm talking about Juan Manuel Marquez, but he's got pride. He's got real good He's a Mexican fighter with an incredible amount of pride, and he was burned 3 times. It's sort of like going out with a person and getting raped 3 dates in a row. So you go out the 4th or the 5th date and you don't get raped. So why would you go out and fight him again? Why would you go out with him again and possibly get raped? You don't want to do it. I know that's a hard way to use a comparison there, but that's what Juan Manuel Marquez. That's what they were doing to him. They were basically, assaulting him in a way that's not too cool. I mean, they took away his livelihood. Some of his prime was taken away by the fact that he beat Manny Pacquiao and wasn't given a decision. Of course, then Manny Pacquiao lost to Jeff Horn. So I take that back. He fought Jesse Vargas. He beat Jesse Vargas. Fought Jeff Horn, who was 60-0. Lost to Jeff Horn down there in Brisbane, Australia. So people thought that decision was a bit... could have been went the other way. Anyway, he does fight Matizzi next, and that was a stunner to me because he stopped Matizzi, and Lucas Matizzi came in, of course, with 39-4, a big puncher, awkward puncher, but just a big puncher. Guy can punch, right? Not against Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao lit him up like a White House Christmas tree. I mean, just dogging him from that left-hand stance. In, out, up, down, you name it. Manny Pacquiao was kicking Matizzi's ass, which was like a big stunner to me. I'll say to myself, whoa, what's going on here? Is Matizzi that bad? Is Manny Pacquiao back on Flintstone vitamins? Is Manny Pacquiao just having a good night? Is it the fact he's left-handed and fast? What's going on here? Anyway, okay, that fight's in the rearview mirror. July 2018. 2019, of course, he takes on Adrian Broner, the MGM Grand Las Vegas, and he beats Broner. Of course, Broner comes to talk. Afterwards, he said, I won the fight. I won. Yeah, right. And bottom line is Adrian Broner is a bit of a fraud. Had he really performed up to the levels he was given at birth, I think he would be a great fighter. But he's not a great fighter. He's just an average fighter, a guy that I think he won a couple of titles at different ways because of the fact that boxing was depleted at that point in time. So now, the Muhammad Ali of the Philippines. I'm talking about Manny Pacquiao. Going to take on Keith Thurman. Manny Pacquiao, of course, stunning record, no doubt about it. 61 wins, 7 losses, been stopped 3 times, 39 KOs, a champion from like 112 pounds on up. I mean, he's a boxing god, no doubt about it. But Keith Thurman, considered like the best at 147 a year and a half ago. What happened to Keith Thurman? Well, Keith Thurman sort of took a hiatus from boxing, started smoking a lot of weed. Blunts, a lot of weed. And he was going into the forest and playing his flute. I kid you not, this is the fact. He even talked about it. I think he bragged and boasted about it. But he actually went into the forest and blew his flute. I don't know if he had snakes around and that kind of stuff, but he's blowing his flute, getting stoned, that kind of good stuff. And I guess he let his body rest for a good period of time, okay? Because he's only fought once. He fought, July 2019, and the fight before that was March 2017. So he took basically 3 months shy of 2 years off. Of course, in those 2 years, as I said, he got high a lot. So he comes back and fights Josito Lopez, who's considered, I won't say that he's a stiff or anything like that, but I wouldn't even call him like, he's a talented club fighter. That's a good best way I could put it. Especially long in the tooth, a little bit old. So January 26th, they get it on, and guess what? Manny Pacquiao, of course, is in line to fight Keith Thurman, July the 20th. Keith Thurman now, as I said, 29-0, but, come on, 22 KOs. But I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Keith Thurman's record. He beat Danny Garcia on a split decision. He beat Josito Lopez. That was his last fight. That was the fight in 2017 in March. Before that, it was Sean Porter. Not much impressed with Sean Porter. Luis Collazo, I don't know if he won that one. That was a little bit funny there when Luis Collazo quit on the stool there. Well, Luis, what were you thinking, my brother? Come on. Barrica or what? Anyway, Robert Guerrero, he beat the Ghost. So, he beat some decent guys. There's no doubt about it. But Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. People think that Manny Pacquiao's got a hell of a shot here. I heard Socrates Palmer, the proclaimed, the esteemed professor of pugilism, yesterday on this show, say that he thinks Manny Pacquiao's going to prevail. Hector Martinez, 2-time Golden Glove champion, fantastic fighter, one of the best I've ever seen. Okay, that didn't have never turned pro, never had a world title, but he's an amazing fighter, amazing boxer, a thinker. Anyway, co-manager Roberto Duran, he thinks that Manny Pacquiao's going to win this fight going away. He doesn't think much of Keith Thurman, especially after the 2-year layoff and that last fight. Well, marijuana isn't the most motivating drug in the world. I can tell you that from personal experience. I mean, it's not something that's going to make you want to go, let me go run. Let me get high and go run. Yeah, maybe. Not every day, though. And, Keith Thurman, I think the lifestyle in which he's grown accustomed to, I don't think is conducive with the world of professional boxing. I just don't think so. And I think that at the end of the day, who knows? This figures to be a fight for as long as it lasts, and Manny Pacquiao's got a hell of a shot. Why? Because he's left-handed, he can punch, and Keith Thurman is getting high a lot, or was getting high a lot. I think he left his prime, he smoked his prime away. That's what I'm trying to say. Bottom line is, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, July the 20th, of course, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. You are tuned to Ring Talk live worldwide on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, and Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the Dan Patrick Channel, Channel 211.
Even you can change the mood with a little attitude. At the attitude dance. At the attitude dance. Get a grip. Just off an attitude chip. Get a groove. You need some attitude. Move your feet.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Check this out. This is the weekend of Carnival in San Francisco. It's a 2-day festival. Of course, we dance in the street. We close off areas of the Mission District. We have a parade, and there's all kinds of food stands out there, and clown, you name it. It's like they close off the entire Harrison Street area, the Mission corridor around there, from like 19th to like 23rd, 24th. Anyway, the bottom line is, I'm down there yesterday seeing a couple of friends of mine. In fact, Bob Antonelli is one of the DJs down there. It has been for 30 years. So I see him, and I see an old friend of mine named Louis Sotomar. So I walk up to Louis Sotomar, and I see that he's with his wife. And his wife and I despise one another. We hate one another. We just, the bottom line is, but she had blonde hair. So I didn't think it was Louis' wife. I thought maybe he upgraded. Okay, got another different wife, but it was her. Once she opened her mouth, because I said to her, "Excuse me, Mrs. Sotomar, ma'am." She goes, "Don't ma'am me." She says, I'm not your mother. And I told her, yeah, but you look like you're old enough to be. The bottom line is, it was a nasty, nasty encounter. It was fun, but I can't figure out what this woman has against me. I just can't figure it out, because every time I've seen her in the past 25 years, she's dogged me. Every place, parties, dances, concerts. I was public speaking one time at a funeral, and she was like eating lemons in the first row. I mean, she was just like, she's an evil person. I can't figure out what she's got against me. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I just did. Bottom line is, hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide forthcoming on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. If you're watching on Twitch.tv, I'm talking about the Sports Byline channel. Of course, you'll get to watch the Mike Tyson knockouts, a string of them, Mike Tyson highlights during the news break here, of course, on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide, hour number 1. If we lose you on hour number 1, you can always go for hour number 2 at sportsbyline.com, of course, iHeartRadio. Bottom line is, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. 35 plus years now, often imitated but hardly duplicated. Next up, hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. We'll hear from Tyson Fury, the world heavyweight champion. Of course, we'll also
and still your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
What the hell's going on out here?
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Thurman is as poised as can be!
Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Check it. The man was correct, as my name is Pedro Fernandez, the often imitated but hardly duplicated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the Radio Wrestlers, having defended the belt now for better than 35 years. And straight up today, I'll be joined in about 15 minutes, of course, by the undefeated John Signorello, talking about the world of boxing. But until then, I'm going to delve into the world of cage fighting, the world of mixed martial arts. The UFC having a week off, of course, and they deserve to have a week off because they had a pretty good run as far as a number of cards. Not quality of cards, but number of cards. And, of course, the quality of cards, that's where the fight fan is, that's where you spend your money. If you want to spend it on pay-per-view, the UFC now talking about Fight Pass and doing all kinds of new things with Fight Pass. We'll get to that as well in this hour. But this is Ring Talk live worldwide. Actually, it's your show. So if you'd like to join us, you can on the toll-free 1-800-878-7529. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the guilt-free, no commitment text line. Text the studio. If you want to dog me, you can. I can deal with it. 415-275-16. My skin is thick. 415. The studio text line, once again, 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. Devin Haney looking good, of course, over the weekend. Not a whole lot of boxing this weekend, but next week, of course, the Fat Chamber. I'm talking about Andrew Ruiz challenging Anthony Joshua. Once beaten Ruiz. What? Good fighter, but fat fighter. Taking on the sculpted, the cut-up, the world heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua. Sort of like Doughboy versus Hercules. I expect Hercules will blow him away. You are tuned to Ring Talk live worldwide.
Have those home projects we'd like to get to before summertime, but there's always something that gets in the way. For a lot of people, they worry about overpaying for their home projects, and how can you be sure you're getting a fair price? That's where Home Advisor can help. Home Advisor's True Cost Guide shows what others paid for similar projects so you know you're getting a fair price. Home Advisor can even help you find the right pro for your job. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a major remodel, just tell them what you need, and they'll match you with top-rated pros who can do the job and are available to do the work. You can read customer reviews, request quotes, book appointments, and it's free to use. Home Advisor makes it easy, so don't wait. Get those projects done before the busy season hits so you can relax this summer. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app today.
I was looking for a better way to check in on our house while I was at work, and a friend recommended Blink. I was skeptical, but decided to give it a shot, and I bought a Blink camera system. With our last security system,
false alarms, wires everywhere, and monthly fees we couldn't get out of.
My bad, but our Blink system is different. They're motion-activated cameras that work inside and outside. They're wire-free, easy to set up, and they run on 2 lithium batteries that last up to 2 years.
Total peace of mind. And Blink camera systems start at under $80 with no subscriptions.
We were on vacation, and I got an alert on my smartphone that motion was detected at our front door. I checked my Blink app, and I saw it was just my cool new device being delivered.
Hey, we agreed no new devices except Blink.
Just kidding. Not kidding.
With Blink camera systems starting under $80, home security just got easier. Go to blinkprotect.com/secure. 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 Blink is an Amazon company, and it works with Alexa.
Want to stay in touch with your favorite Sports Byline USA network hosts? Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Sports Byline USA. You can also see the latest news in the world of sports, learn about upcoming contests and giveaways, plus catch up on guest info so you never miss a moment with the biggest names in every sport. Football, basketball, baseball, MMA, and more. No matter where you are in the U.S. or around the world, you can stay connected to the host and fans who love what you love. So check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Sports Byline USA.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight
champion of the world.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
I talk often about moving up in weight, how it was impossible. But actually, it wasn't impossible. So I first started like at 70 pounds and eventually ended up. Actually, my peak was 139 pounds, but I fought at 147 at one point in time and weighed 151 for one fight. God knows I was not supposed to be in the ring that day, but I won. I was lucky. Anyway, the guy was lesser than I was. That's why I took the fight at the last minute. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you always have to prepare. You can't be fat shamed like Andy Ruiz is every week on this show. Anyway, bottom line is, we're not going to talk about Andy Ruiz. We're going to talk about the UFC. And this young man from Brazil, I'm talking about Rafael dos Anjos, now 32 years old, the former lightweight champion, 155 pounds now, fighting at 170 pounds. And that's what I talk about moving up in weight, man. That's like 15 pounds. Moving up 15. Gee, good Lord, man. That's a lot of weight. From 155 to 170 pounds. I mean, there's 2 weight classes in between there. Maybe not 3. Maybe every 5 pounds there should be a weight class. Because there is difference in guys from 105 pounds to 108 pounds. From 112 to 115 pounds. You put a guy that's a junior welterweight next to a welterweight, a guy that's 140 pounds next to a 147 pounder, the 147 pounder is just naturally bigger unless he's fat. Okay? Unless it's like Kevin or stealing his money like Mikey Garcia. Anyway, bottom line is Kevin Lee and Rafael dos Anjos hooked it up. And, you know, Rafael is, as I said, the former lightweight champ moving up to 170 pounds. I sort of doubted him, man, but he got Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's a pretty bad dude. Kevin Lee, I think, came in at 17-4, left 17-5 in the 4th round, of course, 347 in. Rafael dos Anjos still a winner now, 29-11.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Round number 4, submission by arm triangle. For your winner out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Rafael dos Anjos.
I'm here with your winner, Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael, beautiful performance. You guys were going back and forth. Ultimately, you went in there and got that beautiful finish. I imagine you got to be happy to come in here and get that tonight.
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to give all the glory to my Savior Jesus Christ. Without Him, I could do nothing. I'm 34 years old, 40 professional fights, 27 UFC appearances, and I know I took Kevin Lee. It's a new guy, young kid coming up division, and I'm just happy to have these guys here. Giovanni, Jason, Felipe Della Monica, Bryce, this guy with me, I'm a blessed man.
Well, listen, you knew you were going to have to weather an early storm from Kevin Lee, and you did just that. Did things go exactly how you kind of planned? It came out hard early, and it seemed like you really gathered your momentum towards the later rounds in the 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I knew he would come strong in the first round, and he pushed through the 3rd, and I was just using my experience. Jason Barrillo told me to do a little adjustment on the 4th, make a huge difference. Stick more my jab, don't load too much my punches. I started letting go more. I was able to, work my takedowns. And man, I was need that victory, I want to send a big hug from my family, my wife Chris, my little baby Roger, 8 months old yesterday, Rafinha, Gustavo, that love you guys.
Oh, yeah, I've been watching the countdown and all that stuff and seeing you with your family. A great family, man. Hey, speaking of which, let's take a look at some of this beautiful performance so you can take some of this money back to your family. As soon as you got this, stuffed this takedown, it seemed like he broke just a little bit. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I was feeling he was getting comfortable on the clinch, putting me against the fence, but I was taking my time and taking his energy. I used a little bit of my experience, my cage experience. My last 3 fights, I fought 5 rounds with the best guys in the world. So it gave me a lot of credentials, a lot of experience for situations like that.
Well, listen, you've shined in the welterweight division. It's wide open right now. It's a crazy division. There's anybody out there that you'd like to face next?
No, anybody, like Coach said. I know that I have what it takes to be a world champion. I just want to be ready for the right opportunity. I'll be ready to take advantage of it.
Classy guy, Rafael Dos Anjos. Don't call him Dos Anjos, Dos Anjos. Bottom line is, bad dude, pound for pound, now at 170 pounds, not having to struggle that much to make the weight, but this camp tells me that he's still cutting weight. I mean, it's not an easy thing to make 170, even though you fought previously at 155. Don't tell me why. I just don't know. Anyway, speaking of welterweights, of course, Bellator, the B level. I don't want to say the B level. I would say the American League compared to the National League of the UFC versus the Bellator MMA guys, because some of these Bellator guys are pretty damn good. But Bellator 222 comes back from the Mecca of boxing, soon to become the Mecca of MMA? I don't know. Madison Square Garden, New York City, baby, June 14, 2019. On top, former UFC fighter Rory McDonald, now 20-5 with a draw, taking on Neiman Gracie. Yeah, that naming Gracie, one of those Gracie guys. No, not Gracie Allen, the comedian with George Burns back in the 50s. I'm talking about Hoist Gracie, not that family, from those people. 9-0, never been beaten. 6'0" is what he stands, fighting at 170 pounds. Actually, they expect these fights to be a catchweight fight. Somebody told me this fight's going to be at 175 because Gracie's not the most well-cut-up guy in the entire world as far as his body's concerned. You know where I'm talking from? In other words, he's another fat guy, maybe like Andy Ruiz. Anyway, good luck to him on that. But anytime a Gracie's involved, what can I say? There's intrigue because they were the people that basically put the UFC on the map. They started this form of Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighting back about, I think it was 1937, 1940, somewhere around there, and it's, evolved into what it is today. Anyway, also on the card, a featherweight prelim fight, Aaron Pico and Adam Barriques. Aaron Pico, what can I say? Adam Barriques, undefeated, 8-0. They think this guy can really rock, baby, 145 pounds. 5'11", he can really crack, and he's coming to us from Hungary. And we know those guys from Hungary are I'm hungry. I'm just kidding. I've been to Budapest. It's a nice place. In fact, I introduced the president of Hungary in 2013 at a sporting event, President János Adler. And I'll never forget they told me later there was that the Secret Service would follow me around here in the United States for like 2 weeks beforehand because they knew I was going to be like the presenter of awards to the president. I would bring him up to this crowd at the WBO convention. Where Don King was there, a few major stars there, but man, what an event that was when the president showed up. And I didn't know, I had no idea. I mean, the Secret Service followed me for 2 weeks here in the United States. So basically they watched me drive my car, and I don't know. What did I do? Bottom line is I don't know. But you never know when somebody's watching. Believe me, you just never know when somebody's watching. But Bellator 222 coming back. That's June the 14th, of course, on DAZN. That's why Bellator is all about DAZN now. Back to the UFC, of course, and UFC rocking and rolling on ESPN, ESPN Plus. I keep going, but the pay-per-view's got to come to an end. It's just got to come to an end. It does. I mean, you can't gouge people week in and week out, and I mean, almost, month in and month out, and just gouge them for money like Dana and these guys have done. And I mentioned this before. I'm not into this being the Dana White show. Okay, it shouldn't be the Dana White show. It should be the Brock Lesnar show. It should be John Jones, Jessica Andrade, whatever, the fighters. It should be about the fighters. Ala Quinta, Cowboy Cerrone. It should be about these. It shouldn't be about Dana White. It's all about Dana White now. Dana this, Dana that, Dana this, Dana that. They interview Dana before they interview the fighters sometimes. I mean, screw Dana. Yeah, he was some, chubby guy that thought he could fight a little bit out of East Boston until Whitey Bulger, scared the snot out of him and scared him out of town. That's why he went to Vegas. That's how he met up with the Fertittas, is that he was a scared little puppy dog, put his tail between his legs, instead of standing up to Whitey Bulger and telling him, Whitey, I ain't taking your crap. He said, I'm getting out of town. Whitey wanted $2,500 a month protection. Dana White was running a Boston boxing gym for basically amateurs, had a couple of pros, but wasn't making any money doing it. And Whitey Bulger's people said, give me $2,500 a month. I think Dana's response was they couldn't give you $25 a month or something like that. Anyway, at the end of the day, Dana fled Boston, went to Las Vegas, and of course became the entrepreneur of the century. I mean, basically, he went from nothing to being essentially a billionaire, almost a billionaire. If he owned 10% of the UFC and it sold for $4.2 billion, that means he's worth $420 million bucks. That's how much Dana White got out of that cut. That's a lot of money. Good Lord. Anyway, the bottom line is we don't want him to be the face of cage fighting. We want the fighters to be the face of cage fighting. He's not bigger than the fighters, but yet He's made himself bigger than the fighters. Big shame there. Bad for the UFC, bad for the MMA world in general. Next up, we're talking boxing with the undefeated Johnny Signorella from Las Vegas on Sports Byline.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
Heavyweight boxing, and that is why it is always something special. Talk about this stuff which they put on in cages nowadays when anything goes. You can keep it so far as I'm concerned.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Attention, this important consumer alert is brought to you by Annuity Action Network. Hey, did you know it's possible to receive upfront money from your monthly settlement payments? It's true. If you receive monthly payments from an annuity or a structured settlement and you need a lump sum immediately, then you need to call Annuity Action Network. With your cash today, you can pay off credit card debt, pay medical bills, fund your education, or improve your home. You don't need to wait. Call the Annuity Action Network now to get your fast cash with no hidden costs. And if you call today, we'll even send you a $100 cash gift card just for verifying your settlement payments and your contact information. If you have a structured settlement or an annuity and you want cash now, call Annuity Action Network right now.
800-514-9170. 800-514-9170. That's 800-514-9170.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
Go put your coat on, honey. This is getting good.
When you want to talk about linear champion, it's like the real guy. You hear what I'm trying to say? When Muhammad Ali had his title taken away from him in 1966 or 1967, I mean, he was a champion. There was no doubt about it. You just can't take away his title, okay? Linear champion means the guy recognized by experts as we go back in time as the world heavyweight champion. Right now, that is the undefeated Tyson Fury. I kid you not. Mr. Tyson Fury, of course, has been the man for a long time now. Took those 2.5 years off, got fat, went to 380 pounds. Some say it was 450 pounds, but he's got his weight down. He's got his act together, and he had a one-on-one, take that back, a one-on-two with Stephen Smith and Max Kellerman, ESPN, and it went down like this.
I've heard the answer to this, but why not the immediate rematch with Deontay Wilder? Just put that out there publicly.
Because
On Showtime, it wasn't viewed by that many people. I believe it was only 325,000 views for a world heavyweight title fight with two of the most colourful, charismatic champions in the past 50 years, 30 years. You know, this needs to be built bigger. And I believe that the platform of ESPN will give me that option to make it a massive global fight. Not only 300,000 people in the United States. You know, it was viewed by 450 in the United Kingdom at 5 a.m. in the morning. So this fight needs to be built and built big, and I'm sure that ESPN gives me that platform to do so, Max.
How do you feel about fighting in this era? It's not, you know, I saw Deontay Wilder hurt by King Kong Ortiz. That's a guy not everyone wants to fight, knock him out. I saw Joshua get knocked down like he was knocked cold by Vladimir Klitschko, got off the deck to knock him out. I saw you in the 12th round of a fight get hit by one of the all-time great punchers in Deontay Wilder, and I thought the fight was over. And you got up off the deck, and I thought won the fight because you were ahead on points, and you wound up getting a draw. How does it feel to be in this era where you have rivals who have some of that stuff on the inside, too, that make them special?
It's a great era to be involved in. You know, all of the fighters in the division at the minute are hot. They're all on fire. Everyone believes in themselves. You know, you got Wilder, Joshua, myself, and so many just a little bit behind chasing. There's a mad pack of dogs chasing us, right behind us on our tail. So I hope that some of them break forward into this next echelon of fighters.
Max, when I ask this question, I interject. I don't mind deferring to y'all at all. I just want to be inquisitive about this in this respect. When I hear you talk about Deontay Wilder, I hear respect. You can beat him, you know, you feel you beat him, etc., but there's respect. And it's not to say that you don't respect Anthony Joshua, but I think you two view yourself as guys who have to chase him, and he is avoiding y'all. Is that a fair depiction of what's going on in the heavyweight division in your mind right now?
Well, firstly, I respect all boxers that get in the ring, but I do have more respect for Deontay Wilder than Anthony Joshua, because Wilder has proved to me that he is willing to step up and fight the best, and he has done. You know, he fought Ortiz. Everyone avoided Ortiz, didn't want to fight him. He stepped in the ring with me. He'd been trying to fight Anthony Joshua for so long. I proved it time and time again, going to Germany, coming to America as an underdog to fight these champions in our own country. For me, Anthony Joshua needs to prove himself on the world stage, because he's so happy fighting in England, and he fought beating Klitschko after I'd destroyed him mentally and had a war with him in a beaten fighter. So he needs to prove he's willing to step up to the plate and fight the best. You know, there was a lot of talk of them two going back and forward, fighting each other for over a year. And it took me, a fat, bald-headed guy who'd come back after 3 years out the ring, to accept a challenge to defend my country, so to say. You know, what type of a world champion is this? When a guy who's been out the ring for so long has to come back and defend the throne?
Tyson, I thought, you just brought something up. I thought that you were done. You talked about spiraling into depression, drug abuse.
Yeah.
You were obese. It's not just that you beat Klitschko, but then you went through that before you came back to get off the deck against Deontay Wilder. How do you now find yourself in the position you're in? How did you get here?
You know, it's been a lot of hard work and dedication, and I believe every step I ever took and every left and right turn I ever made was all meant to be. I believe I had to go through all those dark times to be able to appreciate good times, appreciate small things in life, because I took a lot of things for granted in my life, Max. Everything I ever touched turned to gold, and there was a point in my life where I never appreciated nothing. Nothing meant anything to me because everything came so easy to me. But now I appreciate that glass of water, because there was a long period of time where the only place I ever thought I'd ever end up was in a padded room, and I didn't think I'd ever come back to competitive boxing. I didn't think I'd ever lose the weight. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but as something I'd suffered with my whole life, depression and anxiety, never really understood it until 2016, to start doing proper research on the matter. I just thought that it was something that I was suffering with or feeling. I couldn't put into words how I was feeling at that time, and I was just keeping away from everybody else until I exploded, and I needed help immediately.
He doesn't talk about it. He'll even get a little ornery if you bring it up. But there have been reports that, Tyson, you donated your entire purse, I think it was from the Wilder fight, to people who needed it, essentially.
Well, the thing is, what I do in my personal life is not what I want to portray over as a professional, because I'm not some do-gooder who's looking for a pat on the back off the public to say, oh, Tyson's a nice bloke, let's give him a pat on the back. You know, what I do in my life behind closed doors, that's up to me. You know, I never publicise stuff that
Couldn't
I do.
that be an inspiration to others? You made it all the way back and then gave of yourself?
Yeah, but it's not about that for me. What I do to help others is just between me and them. I don't brag about it, and I don't, like I say, I'm not some do-gooder who needs the pat on the back for helping someone who's in a worse position than I am, because I feel this way because I know what it's like, because I've been in that position. And, you know, when you're on top of the world, everybody wants to be your friend and everybody wants to give you stuff for free and everybody wants to be around you. But, you know, when I was down, dark and depressed and out of everything and I was on the verge of suicide, where were all those people then? When you needed them most, when I needed those people most, when I needed that positivity around me, they were all gone. Everybody left an abandoned ship. Only the real people, like close family and close friends, you see who the real people are in life when you come to that position. God forbid you ever do.
So now that you're here, and you're obviously on top of the world, and you're in a position, you're a three-headed monster in the heavyweight division, you, Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. What are you hoping for, first and foremost? I mean, is it Wilder? Is it Joshua?
The question is, what is my motivation?
Yes, okay, fair enough.
There we go.
Fair enough, no problem.
My motivation is to be the best in my era. You know, it's not about who can create the most diverse opinions or whatever. It's just about who goes down as the best of this era. You know, I already got a head start in the guys when I took the lineal championship off Vladimir. You know, I've already stepped up and fought Deontay Wilder. I think all of us need to fight more than one time apiece. You know, go back to the days of Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, George Thurman, Kenny Norton, all these great fights they had. They fought each other time and time again. And it's just like today everyone's afraid of losing. They don't want to step up to the plate because, oh, he said, she said, I might be better, I deserve a few more dollars or whatever.
Tyson Fury, just putting it out there, man, telling it like it is. Of course, he is like the spokesperson of the heavyweight division, because the other two guys, when they talk, I hear the grumbling of Deontay Wilder and the meek, mild whispers of Anthony Joshua. Am I wrong in feeling that way, John Signorello?
Absolutely not. I'm so glad you went here. I could listen to Mr. Tyson Fury talk all day long. You know, he's a great storyteller. And what a story that was told that night when Deontay Wilder looked like he sent him to hell. And then he gets up like The Undertaker in Mr. Tyson Fury. And what an inspirational story for people that suffered from mental depression, drug addiction, just, you know, gaining weight and not living a healthy life. And look what he did just by showing up. And by the way, guys, he fought one hell of a fight.
But he blamed his friends for his cocaine problem.
That's a little bit of a cop-out, right?
Come on.
Hey, you got to get it from someone, though, right?
Where were my friends? Well, they were selling you the coke.
We're going to go off the rails. Hey, a lot of people, you know, you get a lot of stuff from your friends' jobs. Sometimes you meet a chick, or if you're a chick, you meet a guy. In this case, he got some drugs.
27-0, of course, the linear world heavyweight champion. Ranked number 3 by BoxRec. BoxRec supposedly uses a computer to do this ratings. According to their ratings, Anthony Joshua, the young man from the UK, the 2012 Olympic gold medalist, 1,175 points, 29 years old, 22 in zip. Deontay Wilder, 621 points, 621.6, 33 years old, 41 0-1, and of course the aforementioned Tyson Fury 27-0-1. Of course, the draw both on the record of Fury and Wilder was when they faced each other December 1st, 2018, which was a barn burner. But you heard Tyson Fury mention the fact that only 325,000 people watched, 325,000 homes watched this on Showtime and the week afterwards. After all the buzz for this fight, man, Showtime should have got a lot more people than that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to rate these three guys real quick. And it's funny because it resembles their personality traits, how they handle themselves in the ring and outside of the ring. Number one, Deontay Wilder is the stronger guy of all of them, right? And he throws his personality out there in big, loud volumes, okay? Then you have Anthony Joshua, who's more of the quieter guy, more of a balanced, focused boxer, has some power, and it can show emotion sometimes outside the ring when he talks. Recently with the Jamel Miller press conference, we saw a side of Anthony Joshua that's a little darker. So he's somewhere in between the two, right? Now you look at Mr. Tyson Fury. He's a wonderful boxer and has a great soundbite and is super, super entertaining. So all of those guys possess great qualities that if they were to face each other, has a winnable personality trait and character trait within the ring.
You're tuned in the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
That's all I want to fight is serious challenges. We got respect for each other, mutual respect, fighter to fighter. But when it comes down to competition, we're both beasts, we're both lions in the jungle, and the best man has to win. So if Dylan wants to fight here, he's more than welcome as well.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
All of this is yours.
Travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912. Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
Now, more of the MMA Hour with Pedro Fernandez.
Check the clocks. 40 minutes past.
Dr. Fernandez, outside call on line 9.
I gaffed that one. You're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Pre-warned and all, folks. That's a senior moment in the world of radio. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, of course. Each and every Sunday, we come to you 11 a.m. Pacific time for 2 hours. Of course, we talk boxing and MMA. On Saturday, the Saturday edition is for an hour at 11 a.m. Pacific time as well, and the subject is boxing and MMA. But I do want to mention the fact that there was a spectacular professional wrestling card this weekend. I think the best card that's been around in a long time. All Elite Wrestling has come into the world of professional wrestling. They have signed a contract with TNT Sports or TNT Turner Networks. So the bottom line is, remember the old WCW? Well, guess what? All Elite Wrestling with stars like Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega and people like that. I mean, megastars are now with All Elite Wrestling. And it looks like they could possibly compete as far as talent is concerned with the WWE. Can't match the WWE in money made and contracts and worldwide stuff, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, they got it in bank. There's no doubt about it. But there's another wrestling entity around, and I really, really push this one. This is Major League Wrestling. They're another professional wrestling organization. I think they're coming to us out of Florida or wherever they're taping around the country. But the bottom line is they taped some shows in Madison, take that back, in New York City a couple of weeks ago, and it's Major League Wrestling. You've got to check out Major League Wrestling. That's on YouTube or BN Sports. I think Friday nights they're live on BN Sports. So fantastic world of professional wrestling right now outside of the WWE. And am I trying to spit on the WWE? And I say spit with an H? Yes, definitely. I despise Vince McMahon. Straight up, my co-partner doesn't despise this Vince McMahon. He likes Vince McMahon. So to show you we have a difference in opinion here, there's just no doubt about that. Now, back to the world of boxing, of course. Let's talk about the up-and-comers. We talked about Teofimo Lopez, big time, with outrageous progress, big time. What heavyweight shots are out there? What about this guy, Oscar Rivas?
Oscar Rivas is good. There's also Daniel Dubois out there. Some people are high on Joe Joyce. I have no idea why. That guy's as slow as a turtle, man. Like, when he throws punches, man, you can see him coming miles. Not only a mile, miles away. F.A. Jagba is another guy out there coming up. Also unbeaten. Shows good power. I'm very interested in seeing him and Daniel Dubois' progress. But, yes, Oscar Rivas, looked good in his last outing. And I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. I believe he's an ESPN platform fighter, so I'll be sure to see him soon on that network.
He's a heavyweight though, and I don't think I've seen any Colombian heavyweights before. In fact, in the old days, you know what a Mexican heavyweight was about 10 years ago, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
A fat middleweight.
Yeah, I think we're about to see that coming up with Andy Ruiz.
Oh, I didn't even want to go there, and you took it. I can't believe it. I'm not fat-shaming Andy Ruiz anymore. I have a ton of respect for Andy Ruiz. And I'm crossing my fingers. And, but no, listen. He doesn't want to show up looking like an athlete. That's him, okay? He looks more like an athletic supporter. And for you guys out there that have been in sports, you know what an athletic supporter is.
I could go 7 different directions with this, but I'm going to go with one very pertinent point. A lot of pressure is on Anthony Joshua right now, not only because of Wilder's sensational KO last week of Dominic Breazeale. Tough act to follow, right? Sensational KO, first round, all right? That a lot of people out there that are going to tune in are just going to see a fat guy in Andy Ruiz and, a guy that looks like a Greek god in Anthony Joshua. And if this goes a couple rounds and the fat guy looks good for a little while, not a good look for Anthony Joshua, man. He's got a lot of pressure on him to take, the heavy-set guy. I'm going to say heavy-set now because I said fat too much.
Thick.
Heavy-set man. Thick. The thick man and Andy Ruiz. Now, Andy, if you're listening, your people are listening, I give you nothing but props. I know you got hand speed. I know you're coming to fight. You're in entertaining fights. I thought you won the Joseph Parker fight, so no disrespect, homie, but we kind of know what we're going to get here, and the pressure is on Anthony Joshua more than anyone to look good.
We're talking big guys, thick guys. I remember Johnny Midnight, he's a DJ in South San Francisco, wanted to introduce me to Felipe Wynn. He told me, listen, Felipe Wynn, the former lead singer of the Spinners, is going to be playing in Oakland this week, blah, blah. I'd like to take you over there and see him. I said, I don't think so. I ain't got the time, blah, blah. Anyway, Felipe Wynn drops dead in that Oakland club the night that I didn't go to the concert. What I'm trying to allude to is that Johnny used to tell me that Felipe was big. So when guys, now I guess that's the word people use now instead of fat. Big is the accepted word.
Big, heavy set, I think is the definite way to go. Yeah.
All right.
We'll go with that.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about the lighter weights. We'll talk about 126, 130, 135 pounds. Earlier, I mentioned the fact that Manny Pacquiao, considered by some people really a live underdog. And there are people, experts willing to come out. The professor, Hector Martinez, others willing to come out and say that they're willing to put back Manny in this fight against Keith Thurman. How can they do that?
Well, I strongly feel that Manny Pacquiao will win this fight and win this fight convincingly. He picked a perfect guy at 147 pounds that is unbeaten in Keith Thurman, that has a name, but we know his inconsistency over the past couple of years. We know the lack of passion. So if you pick on an Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford at 147, another top guy, the other two top guys, I should say, that are unbeaten, in the welterweight division, those guys are more of a risk. There's a lot of credibility in beating Keith Thurman at Manny Pacquiao's age of 40 at this point, and Keith Thurman's very vulnerable. He's very beatable. I like this fight for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's going to show him angles he's never seen before. He's going to get hit with straight lefts he's never seen before. And Keith Thurman struggled with Josito Lopez. Now, I know they always say some people fight down to their opponent. No disrespect to Josito. Ooh. But you know what, man? Keith Thurman did not look good in that fight. I thought the referee was going to stop it at some point, and that's not me exaggerating. That's just me looking at it with my eyes, calling it as I see it. I think Manny Pacquiao knocks out Keith Thurman and hopefully retires after that, because that would be one hell of a way to cap off a Hall of Fame spectacular career.
Okay, since we have Mr. Keith Thurman involved here, and Keith's got a cannabis background, can you check on the marijuana rules in boxing in the state of Nevada for us for next week's show?
Yeah.
And tell us what's going on.
If
a guy's if a guy's using a month before the fight, it's on the month before the fight, it shows up in his system. Are they arresting? Are they disqualifying guys now for pot and that kind of stuff? That's interesting. Anyway, Oleg Usyk. I saw a picture of him at BoxRec.com. Still an ugly man. I'm sorry, man, but he's a guy that you want to send over. If somebody gnarly is dating your sister and you like your sister, this is a guy to send over to that guy's house. Okay, this is the guy. But, if you want to, look for a Robert Redford type of guy in movies, it ain't happening. Oleg Usyk, he's hurt. When's he going to fight?
Hopefully soon. It's a torn bicep, though, man. Ooh. So that's a bad injury.
Steroid injury.
Yeah, we know he's bulking up. We see what happens.
Steroid injury.
He was going to have a good fight, scheduled with Carlos Takam, which would have been one heck of a test in his first fight at heavyweight. Man, the stones on Usyk for trying to take on an opponent of that stature, and that was supposed to be last night, as a matter of fact.
Not if he's cheating, Johnny. Not if he's cheating. Because listen, I never heard anybody ripping a bicep before the world of performance-enhancing drugs. Just didn't hear about it in boxing, man. I just didn't hear. I'm telling you, I've been around a little while. Just didn't hear it. All of a sudden, torn muscles, biceps and triceps. You see this with guys that have used performance-enhancing drugs and or Flintstone vitamins, which mean anabolic steroids and that kind of good stuff. That's just, I'm sorry. And if Usyk, Usyk's from a part of the world where it's not foreign to them to cheat.
Oh, that's totally understood, and I read you 100% with what you're saying. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's never been, caught before in the past. And I know he's trying to bulk up a little bit, put that muscle on. Maybe he was going a little too hard. I'm going to say right now that I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully he keeps it clean, as we always want everyone to keep it clean. Like we always say, we're not hitting baseballs. We're hitting people in the head and in vital organs. So, guys, please let's keep the sport clean.
Johnny, Evander Holyfield tested clean. He never tested positive either.
No, but that thing with Evan Fields, that was tough.
I didn't mean that. What I'm
Smoking gun.
I know. No. I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that guys that are good at it, at using these steroids, have used them. T.J. Dillashaw. We find out that he potentially was using that. The former UFC bantamweight champion. He was potentially using EPO for years. He was shooting into himself. Of course, EPO makes you recover fast. In other words, if your oxygen level and you're breathing when you sit down, it usually takes you 45 to 60 seconds to recover. If you do an EPO, you recover in 18 to 25 seconds. That's an amazing difference, Dan.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. The benefits of that thing, I think that's the most beneficial one is recovery, especially when you're in fights, when you're in between rounds. And we saw, we were talking highly about Manny Pacquiao, but there's also a dark side, to this sport and these athletes, which I think a lot of them have juiced or still are currently on cycles and programs. But what I was getting at is that we saw Manny early in his career when he was knocking everyone out late in fights, recovering in between rounds in such a way that was just like baffling. But at the time, we didn't question it because we were enjoying it so much. Like in baseball, when everyone's hitting home runs, I think it was like 96, McGuire and Sosa going crazy. No one's really questioning it because we're all enjoying it. But then in hindsight, you're like, man, we were real stupid. Like this is not humanly possible. And that's why I have to throw some shade at some guys and say that, especially in the recovery department, there's certain things that humans can do, and there's certain things they can't do. And this presses the limits of belief.
I'm going to give you a question I'm going to field to the professor himself. I'm talking about Socrates Palmer next week. If we do a show live next week. Has PBC, I mean, they gave Al Heyman, loaned Al Heyman $600 or $600. Somebody invested $600 million in Al Heyman. Is he worth the $600 million, and has that investment paid off in your mind?
Is he worth it? I think he's a great businessman, so yes. And I think that the deal with Fox was huge, and a lot of fighters trust in him. He's made a lot of fighters a lot of money, Floyd Mayweather being one of them. Enough said there. In terms of the future of the PBC, I believe he's trying to sell. And I'm very interested in seeing who decides to come in. And this is a strong, I'm going to say rumor, but a very strong rumor. And I think he's done a great job. I mean, the PBC's running shows just about every week. Again, he's in bed with Fox. They're doing pay-per-views, which is going to generate a lot of money. So I got to say, Mr. Al Heyman, and also he had a great music career. So I got to say hats off to Mr. Al Heyman.
Showtime coming back on June 21st with like six undefeated fights, or 6 undefeated fighters, 91-0, something like that. What's going on? Is Showtime going to make a move, or I thought they were dead, sick of forking them?
I got to say, with the Findor, I think you're talking about Sebastian Findor versus Hector Zepeda card on Showtime Showbox. For a Showbox card, that's what the old school grassroots Showbox was, similar to Boxing After Dark. Now we're starting to get that look of desperation in Showtime. Hey, give me that look, because they're going to be hungry. And they're going to throw some competitive stuff out there, because the diehards, such as myself, we're bitching and moaning, man. We're not happy right now because Showtime hasn't really done much. And I think whatever they're going to do moving forward, unfortunately, especially in particular with Deontay Wilder, who they just dumped a lot of money into, which I don't blame them because he's a great character. And I think ultimately he is going to become a superstar. That's who they dumped the money in, and that's going to be their pay-per-view guy.
Real quick in the close, we'll talk with the undefeated Johnny Signorello about the weekend of Austin Trout, the former WBA super welterweight 154-pound champion. Of course, take a look at next week's show, get his next week's card, get his real quick opinion. Talk about a prediction from Johnny Signorello next up on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Come on over here, man. He been here before. He done broke records here before. He's a legend of the sport. And it'd be my honor to fight him next.
I don't want to predict this fight, but, I'm going to promise that I can give a good fight, to make people happy, and I just do my best.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Check it, 57 minutes past the hour. This is hour number 2 of Ring Talk Live Worldwide Sunday, of course, May 25th, 2019, May 26th, 2019. On the line, of course, via Skype from Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Undefeated himself. We'll talk about Johnny Signorella. Austin Trout no longer undefeated, but a draw last night. Was that worthy?
It was a decent fight, but Terrell Gausha, who was his opponent at 154, I thought Terrell won the fight. You know, now they're going to run this thing back, and I'm over Austin Trout, man. Decent career, but come on, let's move on. Let's let the younger guys come in and handle the business now.
Okay, bottom line is, of course, we got it going down the three-fourths of the World Heavyweight Championship. Next week, I'm talking about Anthony Joshua defending against Andy Ruiz. Johnny Signorella, Mr. Undefeated from Las Vegas, make a bold prediction, or maybe a not-so-bold prediction. How do you see it?
Anthony Joshua stops Andy Ruiz under 9 rounds. I'm figuring around the 7th.
I'm thinking about 4. Because I think if he doesn't do this early, and if he doesn't do it impressively, and he looks like he did against Klitschko, as he got tired against Klitschko, and then I know that's several years ago, this and that, but I'm looking back at Joshua and I'm saying to myself, you know, if Joshua and Wilder shoot it out, I like Wilder early, I like Joshua late. But do I like Joshua that late? Because he really isn't the most, stamina laced guy in the entire world if he's had the fight. So who knows? It's sort of like a 1, 2, 3. Any of these 3 guys can win. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, or Anthony Joshua. And that's what keeps us going from one week to another. Of course, will they eventually hook up? Yes, but not this year. You think 2020?
I think we might get it this year, man. I'm Mr. Optimistic over here that I am. I think we might get it this year.
Okay, what? The Wilder-Fury rematch?
No, I think we're going to get Joshua Wilder this year.
So Tyson Fury gets aced out?
On that. Fury's going to do his thing with ESPN, and we'll see him probably face the winner of Joshua, in my perfect world, Joshua and Wilder in the new year.
Okay, Johnny, run off the YouTube info.
Check us out, Ring Talk Worldwide. Search us on YouTube. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. Play it safe out there. We'll talk next